Oh, like.
Yeah, man, we are live.
Let me
Hello,
send it to you.
everyone. Welcome to uh, Man United Bonafide. Um, as the title of the show says, today we are just reviewing how the season has been for top six clubs in England. By top six, I don't mean positionally, but I just mean Man United, Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Spurs. I think that should make the traditional top six clubs
Okay.
that are uh, in terms of following, in terms of capacity, in terms of revenue, would make top six every year, even if they don't win trophies, even if they don't finish in the top six in the league. They are generally considered. They're generally considered top six clubs. As with me today is my brother Caprice. There's some other guests who are supposed to be joining in. Hoping they'll be joining us. I think
Thank
they
you.
are still trying to get in. Yeah. Yeah. So let's hear from Caprice. Caprice.
Yeah.
Greet the fans. I see we already
Oh,
have two people. Wait, before Caprice introduces himself, don't forget to smash uh, that like button. Don't forget to share the content. I've shared it on Facebook and on WhatsApp in a few groups. And also, don't forget, do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. DJ Caprice, take it away.
so I go by the names of DJ Caprice, and my official names are Joshua. I'm a very proud Arsenal fan, and I'm very happy to be here and to be hosted by Hansel. Yeah, hope we'll have a good time. Yeah, let's go.
All right.
And
You've heard how Otis said. With Caprice, we usually have banters on Facebook and even some WhatsApp group that we are in together. Uh,
yeah.
the other day he was trying to banter us. Was trying to banter us regarding uh, because Arsenal won the FA Cup.
Uh,
Before we begin, let's just have how you guys felt winning the FA Cup, even if you didn't finish in the top six. What does that really mean to you guys?
you're saying come again. Sorry.
I'm saying, now that
Yeah.
you guys have won the Europa League, even if you're not even within top six, you're out of top six. You are eighth actually, and you are eighth just because Burnley lost their last game of the season. Otherwise, you would have been ninth, I think, or tenth. Does it make a big difference for Arsenal to have won that Europa League?
Oh, well,
Not
our
Europa League, but
season
I mean
to
FA.
FA. Well, our season, to be quite
Yeah.
frank, was quite a disaster. So FA came in to save our season. Everything was wrong apart from the FA. Now at least we can smile and get into the Europa League using the back door. So it's not all loss. Happy for the FA. I mean, well, what can we
Yeah.
say? Everything else was awful. So there's a big difference that.
Yeah.
So the FA makes a lot of difference because it's equivalent to
Yeah.
finishing. Okay, what it has given us is equivalent to finishing top 5, 6, number 5, 6, or 7.
Yeah.
So for an Arsenal fan, you can say we are very happy. I mean, even you can see from our celebrations, they were a bit
Yeah.
overboard.
The celebration with the celebration, you'd have thought Arsenal had won a treble, maybe the Champions League, the league, and the FA. We know that winning the FA
Yeah.
does not. Let me just read a comment from Fadili. Fadili is welcoming you to the channel. Fadili is one of our bona fide members. is not just a member that follows the channel, but we also have a bona fide WhatsApp group. If you're a Man United member and you want to join, rather Man United fan, and you'd like to join the bona fide WhatsApp group, just send me a comment, and I'll be going through the comments. You can also find me on Facebook. Check me out on Facebook and send me an inbox, and I'll get back to you and share a link with you on how you can join the WhatsApp group. All right?
Hey, you guys even have a
we are trying to. It's a new idea we're implementing. It has not picked up still yet, but we have a few guys in there. We are trying to get more and more Man United fans to come together and just have a constructive discussion on football and the club in general.
I think Ole should be in that group.
If I could have Ole in that group, I think my dreams would have come true. That I would even put Ole as the admin of the group. You control the group, Ole.
We need Ole to get the straight feedback from you guys, straight from the true fans.
He gets the feedback. If I check the last few games that we played, like when we played against Southampton, we drew, right? People lamented him pulling out Pogba and Bruno. Then in the next game, we went ahead. I think that the next game was what was the next game after that? Was it Palace? Yes, in the Palace game,
Palace was your last game.
No, our last game was Leicester.
Leicester. Leicester was your last game.
So as I was asking, you see, Arsenal have won the FA Cup. But it doesn't really give a whole picture of how the season has been. Are you happy with your season in general?
Okay, in general, I think this I'll be speaking for on behalf of many Arsenal fans. We are not happy in general. We had a very, very bad season. The only highlight, the only few highlights is that we, at least against the big teams, we tried our best against the big teams. It's been a while since we bet Liverpool, Man City, and you guys didn't get a point from us from our last season, from a bad season.
No, we got a point. I think we drew and you guys beat us, right? Yes.
Oh yeah.
We got a point.
We got a point from I guess was it Old Trafford?
Yes, I think it's Old Trafford where we drew. It was 1-0, I think. We equalized.
So I think we are from the second half of the season, we are getting to the right direction. Mikel Arteta is trying to build a team, and he's been only here for 6 months. So he was trying his luck and getting to know his players. And I think from now on, and from the last couple of games, like 5 games, I think he's getting the hang of it. So although we had a bad season, I'm very, very optimistic about the next season, and hope we'll get new additions.
Awesome. At the beginning of the season, you guys made some signings, and everyone was like Arsenal would finish in the top 4. Actually, Arsenal was seen to have a better chance finishing in the top 4 compared to Man United. Actually compared to Man United, and I think even Chelsea, you guys were to finish ahead of both Chelsea and Man United. Where do you think the club got it wrong? because at the beginning of the season, your transfers look decent, apart from David Luiz, whom I outrightly said this guy is going to cost Arsenal.
Okay, I think
what happened?
uh, 2 words. Unai Emery.
Yeah.
So I think the signings were wow, but Unai Emery got his tactics wrong. First of all, I think he didn't know how to utilize our best players, people like Ozil,
All right.
people like Ceballos. Because from the last games after Corona, we've seen that Ceballos has been very instrumental in our gameplay in the midfield.
Yes.
And also, I think he had too much trust on Guendouzi.
Yes.
And even if we got Pepe as a new signing, that wasn't enough. Our midfield was still very shaky. Going from the days I told you that once we had the best creative midfielders in England, and breaking down from that. Oh, you want to know the creative midfielders? We had Cazorla. Because of what?
I rate Cazorla. I rate Cazorla.
We had Cazorla, we had Rosicky.
No. That's not class. Yes.
We had Ramsey, we had Wilshere. We also
no.
Did you have?
We had
yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Personally, I had high hopes. As a matter of fact, I had high hopes on Wilshere and what's the other guy's name? And Walcott. You get when they were just coming through. And Oxlade. Oxlade, if it was not for Klopp, Oxlade was heading the Walcott direction. Thank God for Klopp. Klopp has saved his life.
I think there's something about English media that messes these players. It gives them a lot of hype when they're too young. And we have too much. They have too much expectations on these guys. Attention, a lot of attention, and in the end, I think the attention is not good for these young players. Not just anyone can handle all that pressure. Being on front of the magazine or the newspaper every now and then, every weekend. So I think that was maybe part of why these guys have not fulfilled their full potential.
I agree with you in that regard.
Yeah.
But still, I feel like the Wilshere and Wilshere maybe injuries contributed also.
Yeah.
But for someone like Walcott, I think it was not properly managed by Wenger. Yeah. You see, Walcott was in the rank of the next best thing after Ronaldo and Messi. You get? Ronaldo and Messi, you'd have Walcott. But then, I think he wasn't properly managed, and maybe I don't know. I just felt like Wenger didn't really know how to bring them in properly. I think they were overused when they were young, which didn't help the longevity of their careers.
True.
Like you, let me give you an example with Man United. When what's his name? When Martial broke out, when Martial came to Man United, the first season he played almost every game. Then the next season when Mourinho came in, when Mourinho came in, he was experiencing a burnout. He wasn't playing at his best, and then there were issues. You get. He even missed the World Cup because he was not fit. He was not on form. He lost form. He lost his how do I call it? He lost his confidence. You get?
Because
So when yeah.
you guys were calling him the next Thierry Henry.
When we say that, we are just trying to compare levels. Yeah. Which I think that also does not really help young players when we start comparing them with legends of the game. Calling someone the next Messi, the next Ronaldo, it puts so much pressure on them.
True.
But I'm glad Martial looks to be past that. The 3 seasons that he's not been playing well have helped him to recover and also able to recuperate from the bad start of his career at Man United. But the way Ole has been bringing them in, you see now the way Ole is doing with Mason Greenwood. He's bringing, yes, he's not starting him every game, but he's giving him chance after chance after chance to show. There are days he's starting, there are days he comes in 20 minutes into towards the end of the game. For the lighter games like the Europa League and Carabao Cup, they're the ones who get started. That is how you manage the younger players. We have a number of young players in our academy, but I see how they are managed. It gives you hope that they will have a long career.
Hope for a better future for Manu, you guys.
Hoping for that as well. You are mentioning the Rosiskis and the glass midfield, according to you.
Okay, I also forgot to mention Fabregas. Our former captain. So I don't know why you don't rank Rosicky. Rosicky was a very good player.
No. I look at the generation of midfielders that were in the Premier League at that time.
At the time.
Even in this generation, I don't see. I don't. If they were as good as you're saying, Arsenal would have won the league at least once in that period. You get?
During the time.
Yeah, at least once. At least once. Because even the season that Leicester won the league, everyone was off. Every big team was off. Like nobody looked interested in winning the league, and that was Arsenal's chance. Even the season that Man City pipped Liverpool to the league, that was a good opportunity for Arsenal to win the league. You get?
To win the league. Yeah, I get.
Yeah. So if Arsenal was as good as it is being said, even the season that City won the league the first time, that was in 2012. If Arsenal was as good as
the time you guys finished second.
Yes. Arsenal would have won the league in that season if they were as good as it is being said. Right?
Well, I think Wenger was tired. Wenger had burnt out. His tactics were a little bit old for the new era for the Premier League, and it was time for us to get fresh blood. So I think that squad, the same squad, if it was managed with somebody else, somebody like Conte, somebody like Klopp, we could have won the league. Because I thought we had a very good squad. Okay, not very exceptional, but it was not such a bad squad because there was a time even we finished second behind Leicester.
Yeah, there's a season you guys finished second. The season that's what I'm saying. If you guys were as decent as you are saying, the midfield looked decent.
As decent as what?
Yes. As you say that you guys were in those days, you would have won the league at least once.
I didn't get your last statement.
Yes. My last statement is I'm saying if that midfield was as good as you are saying it was, you guys would have won the league at least once in that period. You get? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Let me just read a comment. Ivy Hill, I don't know. Oh, Evans. Hill saying the convoy is hot, Caprice is sweaty. The other guys who are supposed to join us have not come in. Don't know what's happened to
Who
them.
is this Eve Hill?
This is Evans. He plays guitar.
Evans.
You remember him? Yes, the Evans that plays guitar in church. Yeah. Now,
Evans must.
before I read
Evans. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Evans. Thanks for joining into the convo.
Before you do what?
Keep them coming.
Yeah.
Before I read you I don't know, I think it's your stream. It's having a lag. Try going out then coming in.
Okay.
Try disconnecting then coming in.
Okay, sure. Let me try.
As I tell these people to subscribe. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Let me just bring in Caprice. Joe is here. Hi, Joe.
Yes, hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very clearly.
Yeah. Boost your volume kidogo too. It's a bit low.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Joe does. That's Joe. Before we continue, just introduce yourself. So that we had Caprice, but because of network issues, he's going out, so he needs to come in.
Okay, my name is.
Meanwhile, you can just be introducing yourself.
Yes, my name is Joe. I am a big Chelsea fan since time immemorial, and I'm here to discuss about matters football and the previous season in general.
Right. Caprice, that's a Chelsea fan I was telling you about. He joined us.
Yeah. I am very happy to see the.
But you're a bit low, but.
Okay.
Yeah. As I was saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were having a discussion of Arsenal's season has been, and Caprice was telling us how generally they're not happy with the season, but they're happy with how it has ended, with them having a trophy. My question to you, Joe, as Caprice takes a breather, someone has just said the convoy is hot, Caprice is sweating. As Caprice takes a breather, let's start with the FA Cup finals. What's your opinion on how the game fared, and what made you guys lose to Arsenal? You're let me say you're bitter rivals, Arsenal, because it was a London derby. That's definitely rival.
Yes. Okay. I think we started the game really strongly, but then as the game moved on, I don't know what happened with the team. As in, it was as if luck was against us. First of all, you see, as Piliqueta, since he joined, he has never gotten an injury since 2013.
Yeah.
Then on Saturday, he gets an injury. That's already bad luck. Then as the game moved, fared on, Arsenal got into the game. Then coupled with some bad refereeing decisions. Yes, I won't complain about. I won't say that the referee made us lose.
No,
Arsenal
no,
played
it's
well.
okay.
Arsenal played well.
It's okay. Well. You see now.
Yes.
Yes. In the 90 minutes, yes. Arsenal played well. That one I agree.
Yes.
But you see, football is not always about who controlled the stats, but it's who controls the game. You get?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I think the referee must have had a hand in giving Arsenal more confidence growing into the game. You get? Because now if every decision goes for you, of course your confidence will grow, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so referees need to be mentioned. Nonetheless, I think in the semi-final against when we played Chelsea, I think it was the same poor refereeing. Of course, we also played poorly, but the refereeing was abysmal. Yeah, it was so bad.
What what did the
So
referee do?
it's just what happened to us that
Everything.
happened to you guys, and then the injuries. Wow. Yeah.
Yes. You saw, you
But
see, when our star man Pulisic got injured, that
Yeah.
destroyed our momentum completely.
Yeah.
so,
Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that. Let me just read a
so
few comments.
yeah.
Um, let me just Eviel says Arsenal's hockey jerseys are out. That is banter. Another comment. How hopeful are you in keeping Aubameyang in your team? We'll come to that as we discuss future for the clubs. Then for is also asking, do you think Lampard overworked the key players of the team in the FA finals, e.g. has been better, Pulisic? And that is a question to Joseph. Yeah.
Okay, I
If
think
if you can answer any of those, yeah.
so. I'd go for the question about Chelsea. So
Yeah.
I think, you see, after the restart, there have been a lot
Yeah.
of games. So you find like in every 3 days there is a game. So the players hardly get time to rest. So most of them end up being overworked. Someone like Pulisic is prone to injuries.
Yeah.
Since he's come to Chelsea, he's gotten like 3 injuries, if I'm not wrong. So the
Yeah. Yeah.
high amount of games which have been after the restart has contributed to fatigue in the players. That's why many players are getting injured. That's why even the rule of 5 subs, it was introduced so that to reduce the amount
Yes.
of fatigue the players are getting. So that, I think,
Yeah.
might be the biggest factor leading to the many injuries we're witnessing during this period.
Yeah. Speaking from a Man United perspective,
Yeah.
we saw that the last 3 or 4 games, our form took a bit of a dip. Um, this is my opinion regarding that. First of all, unlike other teams, we beyond our first 11, we can't really depend on the bench. So it means we have to keep playing our best players. Secondly, uh, as early as January, we were 14 points off top three. So putting in that energy to chase the pack might have taken a toll on our players. So I relate to what Chelsea also might have gone through. When Man United took the game to Chelsea and Leicester as you were chasing top four, I think Chelsea realized that we also need to step up. Otherwise, we'll find ourselves seventh. Yeah. So that stepping up meant that you were playing with more intensity and more energy, which evidently only um, showed up in the final as well, when now players started getting injuries. I think you guys had like 3 major injuries, which didn't really help Lampard's cause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I also think the introduction of 5 subs into the Premier League or the matches after Rona only favors the teams which have big, good squads, like Man City, for instance. You see the bench that Man City
Yes.
has, when you have to change 5 players and bring them in,
Yes.
and they are all quality. So it favors such teams.
Yes.
And if a team like yours that you're saying you don't have a lot of quality on the bench, it doesn't favor you guys and even
Yes.
us, and also I think Chelsea, because you have to rely on the same players every match, day in day out, because all these matches
Yes.
did count. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Um, Now, just to ask, someone had asked about Oba.
Yeah.
We'll come to Oba as we discuss individual player performances of the season. So
Yeah.
let me just note it down so that I don't forget. Yeah. Now, at the beginning of the season, when the season was starting, what was your expectation of the club? Like the club, if it is Arsenal or Chelsea? Because personally, I'd started. Personally, I expected us to finish third. Even in my very early videos, if you check the very early videos, I think we did with Tim and Mike. I think Tim predicted we'll finish fourth. I can't remember what Mike predicted. If Mikey, if you're listening, remind us your prediction of the season. But I kept insisting we'll finish because I was looking at the squad. Of course, Corona came in and changed things, and a few changes happened. I was looking at our squad. I knew we couldn't win the league, and I knew we couldn't beat Liverpool or City. But I was looking at our squad and I was saying, uh, we have Fred was beginning to play well. McTominay was beginning to play well. The team was beginning to gel under Ole. We had removed the toxicity, and there was a good feel about the club generally. Even if we were still not getting results, we were still drawing against the Sheffields and losing to the Bournemouth. You still felt there was a good feeling around the club. And I was also looking at Chelsea having a new manager. Arsenal was headed to the drains with Unai. um, Spurs had just sacked. Spurs didn't start the season so well. Who else? Yeah. So I was looking at things and I was saying, I am really seeing Ole building something here. It may not be to challenge it for the league, but I'm hoping I put third place as the highest mark for the team. Of course, looking at the squad depth, I would have still gotten worried that we might not get it, but my prediction was third place. What was the expectation for your individual clubs? Start with Chelsea.
Okay, as for us, we never had high expectations because looking at the fact that we had gotten a transfer ban, our best player, Eden Hazard, had left. So at the beginning of the season, even our own fans and all the other fans had written us off. We never had high expectations because we had
Yeah.
changed managers. Our manager who was coming only had 1 year experience, and he had started coaching last year at Derby. So our
Yeah.
priority was at least getting top four. Yes, so that was
Okay.
what we expected as fans. Yes, and Lampard has not disappointed us this season. Yes, we've gotten top four, and that is
Okay.
where we wanted to be at the beginning of the season. So we are still
Yeah. Yeah.
happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I remember I was watching Lampard's interview after the game against Arsenal, and you were saying the winning FA would have been an icing on the cake, but the target was to finish top four, which I agree with
Yes,
you with the analysis. Given Lampard's inexperience and also Hazard leaving, it would have been very hard to challenge for
yes,
the league.
and
Yes, Caprice.
also yes, may can I add on something small?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
considering the fact that yes, we had also many injuries, and our youth team had to fill up. For example, if I count for you, we had like seven youth players from the academy coming to the squad. People like Reese James, Tomori,
Yes.
and then there is
Yeah.
Hudson Odoi, Mason Mount. Also, having the youth team in the players, having the players from the academy coming into the first team, we could not expect them to come on
Yes.
and win the league in the first season. So I think top four,
Yes.
top four was enough for them.
Okay.
Well,
Caprice, anything on Arsenal? What we are
well,
expecting? Yes.
coming into the season, uh, having finished, I would say the top four the other season, our target
Yeah.
was, I'll say, as Arsenal fans, we expected to finish in the top four, to get back to our trophy, as you guys usually put it. But okay, the reason why I was very expectant to get into the top four, not even
Yeah.
for the first place, second or third, I knew that was so far-fetched, is because of the players. We
Yeah.
had just broken our bank. For the first time, we had spent so much money on a player, Pepe. And coming
Yeah.
from the videos that I was seeing on YouTube for Pepe playing in, was it
Yeah.
in France?
Yes, it was in
Uh, uh,
France.
in France, I
Yeah.
knew
I
this.
think you guys got him from France. Was it him?
Yeah, I knew this guy was coming to take the Premier League by storm. And also the thought of having Pepe, Aubameyang, and Lacazette as our front three, and somebody like Ozil right behind them, supplying them the best through balls and passes. I knew we will get into the top four.
Yeah.
But and also another factor that got me excited, because Unai Emery had just finished his first season, and he was getting to the second season,
Yes.
and naturally I thought this guy will know our team better, understand our team, and trying to improve us. I guess things didn't go the way I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens. Um. Now,
Yeah.
regarding new signings, we saw almost having a new signing. My personal take regarding new signings, usually I don't judge them in the first season because of the nature of the Premier League. Yeah, I've watched the Premier League for a while, and in most cases, most players start to show their quality in the second season. Regarding the new signings, in the Premier League generally, whom do you see as a new signing that the person does not have to be from your team, maybe from a rival team, a new signing that impressed you the most this season?
Well, can I go first?
Yeah.
I think the guy who impressed me the most was Bruno Fernandes. I'd say that that was maybe the signing of the season, because of the impact that he brought into the team. A good number of goals, also a good number of assists. So for me, even if he's from another camp, I guess he did a very good job for somebody who has never played in the Premier League. And January signings, there's something about January signings. They don't usually pick up very well. So kudos to Bruno.
All right.
Yes.
Any other
Okay.
outstanding signing?
Well, well, that's the
Okay.
only one I can
Yes, Joe,
think
you're
of.
saying?
Eh,
Mm, okay. Yes, Joe.
Okay. As for me, I'm split between Bruno and Pulisic. Okay, but I
Really?
guess I'll have to
Yes.
go for Pulisic. Okay, you have to remember that Pulisic is
Loyalty.
only Pu- Pulisic is only 21 years old. I think he's about 20 or
Yeah.
21. Yes, and having
Yeah.
come
It's
from
21. It's
another league.
21.
Yes, having coming from another league
Yeah.
to to England and rocking up goals is not easy. This season he's scored about he's had 11 goals and 10 assists in all competitions. And
Yeah.
if it wasn't him, I think we would not even have been in the top four.
True. I agree. I agree. I think Bruno, generally everyone would agree that Bruno has done well.
yeah.
Even though rival fans like Arsenal fans like are calling him Fernandez
Fernandes,
just because he scores so many penalties. Yeah.
Uh,
yes, but generally Bruno is a team
uh,
player.
I yes, yes. I agree. I agree. He's one of those players that have come and made a difference in a team. When he came to United, I think we had just lost to Burnley at home, beat us 2-0 at Old Trafford. But since we signed Bruno, we've not lost any game in the league. As a matter of fact, in all competitions until Chelsea beat us in the semi-final the other
yeah.
day.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
proud to say that we are the
Yeah.
only team that has beaten you since Bruno came.
Uh,
We
yeah,
were
since
the
Bruno came.
we were the first team to beat Manchester in 2020. Uh,
I keep telling you Arsenal's trophy. Beating Man United. Once they beat Man United, they're okay. uh,
yeah, for us to have
eh,
a bad season like that and still beat you, we are not badly off.
yeah,
Next season, we are coming back stronger.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Don't want to get into that debate, but it's okay. Now, uh, in individual teams, whom do you think impressed you? Okay, of course, I know in Chelsea, Joe has spoken about Pulisic, um, and we were speaking about Oba the other time.
yeah.
Um, whom do you think impressed you the most this season? Someone that has made a huge difference in the team.
Well, for me, I have Bukayo Saka. Well, Bukayo
Yeah,
Saka is a teenager and he got double digits for assists in all
yeah,
competitions. So that's the guy. When I look at him, I feel like as Arsenal, we are having
yeah,
a bright future and we are heading somewhere. And the confidence
yeah,
this guy has on the field, it was his first season breaking into the first 11, and he has
yeah,
played in three positions generally for the whole season. He's
yeah,
been a he's been a
yeah.
left forward, he's been a wing back, he's been a winger, and he has
Mm,
impressed every time that the manager has called upon him to play in a certain position. I think for me, that's the guy,
yeah.
Bukayo Saka. Yeah.
All right, all right. And in Chelsea,
Okay, as for me, other than Pulisic, I think one person who has really impressed me is
yeah,
Mason Mount.
Yes, yes.
Okay, the guy has really scored some important goals for us, and we have to consider the fact that Mason Mount is a really hardworking player. The way he presses, if you
Mhm.
watch Mason Mount well, he likes to press so much. I think that has helped us
Mm.
this season.
Okay. Regarding Mount,
Yeah.
a few fans, even Chelsea fans, feel is overrated. Uh, a few people
Okay, you
are
see,
feeling is
the problem.
overrated, and maybe that he still needs.
Okay, the reason why I rate Mount is because I've
Yeah,
been watching Mount for a very long time. Okay, before he came to Chelsea this season, he was
yeah,
a loan in Derby, and he was vital
yeah,
to to Lampard in Lampard's system at Derby. Before that, he was on loan at Vitesse. Vitesse is in Netherlands. So
yeah.
while at Vitesse, I think he was their player of the season, if I'm not wrong. He really scored many goals for Vitesse.
Okay,
I've been following Mount since then. He's a
okay.
really good player. So the problem with Chelsea fans, most of them are impatient.
Yeah,
You might score 10 goals, but the game that you flop, they are not patient with you. They switch up very fast.
yeah, yeah,
One,
yeah,
I think one person that
yeah.
doesn't
Okay.
feel Hansel. Hansel.
Yeah,
I was saying that
yeah. I hear you.
to add on what Joe's saying, one person that
Yeah,
definitely doesn't think that Mount is overrated is De Gea himself.
yeah, yeah.
So
uh, oh, you started getting on the gear. As if
uh,
as uh, you have a number of flops in
yeah,
Arsenal that if I start mentioning, there are so many
yeah.
flops in Arsenal. You don't even need to get to that discussion. Uh, yeah,
But you know, we have to talk about De
we
Gea.
sometimes we are generous. Sometimes we are generous.
Yeah,
De Gea decided to give Mount
yeah,
a good end of the season gift. Yeah.
yeah.
You encourage the young ones. Let me read a comment here.
Yeah,
Uh, Let me read a comment. If you're watching us and you want to be part of the conversation, just drop a comment. We'll do our best to read every comment. Like right now, Javi, or is it Red Havi? One of the above. Javi says, "How do you feel about many of the Chelsea players getting injured, e.g., Aspi and Pulisic?" Yeah. Um, Before we get, as we were speaking about what's his name, Mason Mount, before Abanta was brought my side. Um, this is my feeling. It's his first season with him. It's his first season, so let's see how he does in the second season. Though I still feel, which I know Chelsea have done, you guys still need to sign a top class number, someone who can play a number 10 or a number 8,
That
so
is
that
Kai Havertz.
Mason Mount can be brought in progressively. Yeah, so that Mason Mount can be brought in progressively, so that you don't discourage a young kid, because he should not be a starter. You see the way we've done with Mason Greenwood. Uh,
Yeah,
we know he's good. We know he's world class, but we not make him feel like he's locked down that right wing. As a matter of fact, I don't think he's a right winger. We don't want him to like he's locked down that right wing. That right wing is his permanently. You get. He's still young. He's just an 18. So that we also don't kill his career before he takes off. He still has like 15 years to play. So if we destroy the next 14 years, it will be very, very deep. So I still Chelsea need to do what? To sign a top class player who can play that position. One that has been playing for a few seasons, a season or two in the top leagues, not a breakthrough player like Mason Mount, because it's his first breakthrough season in the league. It's very hard to build a team around him, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
if I may add on to something.
Yes.
Yes, I think the reason why, okay, if you look at this season, Mason Mount has played in all 38 Premier League games. I think the reason why he's played in all the games is because of the many injuries we've had. Someone like Loftus-Cheek, he's been injured the whole season. Yes, together with all the injuries we've had, I think Mason Mount just had to play in almost all the games, and Lampard seems to trust him because they have been together at Derby. So I think that's the reason why he's played in almost all the games. But then, if you look, maybe next season, perhaps if we sign Kai Havertz, yes, Mason Mount will have to pull up his game because he won't be getting the minutes as like he used to get this season.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with that. If you sign Kai Havertz, whom it seems seemingly you guys will sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm confident Chelsea will sign Kai Havertz. I don't have any doubts regarding, because Lampard looks to be like a serious guy. Now, do you guys think City and Liverpool are just in another level, or is it that the rest of the teams are just poor? Because if you look at how the season has ended in the Premier League, majorly, Liverpool have gotten 99 points, I think, and Man City have gotten 82. Yes, I think. Then we are coming in third with tied on points with Chelsea at 66. If you compare last season, at 66 points, we were sixth. You get? So is it that the two teams were so good, or is it that the chasing pack was too bad? By the chasing pack, I include number 3 to, let me include Arsenal 8 in the league.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, please, you can start. Since you've been the worst in the lot.
Well, I think the chasing pack has been weak. This season, we've given a lot of leeway to these two teams, that is Liverpool and Man City. And they have not been very exceptional. I think the other guys have just been mediocre. And I guess from the next season, everyone just has to pull his socks up, so that there's no rift between number 2, the top 2 positions, and the rest of the positions. But I think, generally that's. But what happened? I think also Liverpool was very lucky during the first. Liverpool, to me, was very lucky in the unbeaten run. They were winning matches in the last minute. Even you guys, there was a match you played against them. I guess it was a first leg match. You almost won the game. I guess this season they were just very lucky. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. In football, they say you make your own luck.
Yeah.
You keep trying until something works. Yes, Joe.
Okay, as for me, I think both the top two were exceptional and also the chasing pack were poor. The top two
Yeah,
were exceptional in that I think it has taken time for example, Liverpool. It has taken a lot
yeah,
of hard work from Klopp since he came in 2015. He has sharpened the team to perfection.
yeah,
It has taken a
yeah,
lot of time for Klopp to build that team to where it is right now. As for Pep,
yes,
Pep is a good coach, and if you add that
yeah,
to the backing he gets from the owners of Man City, I think
yes,
you end up having a very good team. Now, when you come to the
yeah,
rest of us, so you
yeah,
find that you are equally poor. We were poor. You find that
yeah,
we end up losing games that you are not supposed to lose. For example, Chelsea, you get
yeah,
beaten by West Ham. See, these small mistakes,
yeah,
it's what they end up
yeah.
costing us, and then they make the gap between the top two and the rest of the teams to be huge.
True. I agree with you. I agree with you. I remember, I remember Bournemouth beating us. They are now relegated. Burnley beat us. Villa almost beat us. By the way, Villa almost beat us in the first leg.
Yeah.
Uh, we almost lost to Sheffield. Uh, there's another team that beat us. We had, I think we lost 8 games in total in the season. Of course, Liverpool beat us in the first leg, in the second leg rather. Yeah. Just to just to respond to comments, I see there are a number of comments we need to respond to here.
Yeah.
Let's start with Jarvis. How do you feel about many of Chelsea players getting injuries, e.g., as P and Pulisic? Injuries are part of game because I remember at the beginning of the season we had Pogba, we had Rashford, we had Martial also got injured, then McTominay also got injured. So I don't think it's something that is unique to one club. You get, even if you look at City,
Yeah,
they had the better parts of their centre backs. John Stones has been out for a good period of the season. The French guy, forgetting his name, has also been out.
Laporte.
There was a time De Bruyne, yes, Laporte. There was a time De Bruyne was out. Uh, their main striker Aguero has not been at his best. So I don't think it's something that is unique to one club. Apart from Liverpool, it's only Liverpool that have not really had serious injuries this season. Yeah, so I don't know what you guys feel about players getting injured. Let's treat it as a collective thing, not just a Chelsea thing.
Yeah. It can happen to any team.
Yeah. You have anything to add on that?
I
On
think
injuries.
just I think it's just bad luck. It happens to any team.
Okay. Someone here, Stew MC, 7 goals versus bottom half against bottom half, one against United. Grealish is rated, right? Then I think that's a sarcastic statement. Then he says Javi was right. Do a couple of things in England, and they call a legend. He says something that I won't read about the British media there. Hope you are all well. Do you think the British media? Do you think the British media overrates or overhypes players? Let's pick the Grealish situation. Do you think he's good enough, or is he overrated by the British media? I think that is what Stu is trying to forget the statement. he made regarding regarding the British media.
Well, personally, I agree. I do agree with the Stu's sentiments, and yeah, I think Grealish is overrated, and also this is because my team also had suffered. We have had a few casualties of being overhyped by this British media, starting from guys like Wilshere, Ramsey, and Oxlade himself,
Yeah.
Walcott. We've had,
You're
yeah.
Ramsey was overrated. Finally, another man agreeing with me.
No. I'm not talking.
Never seen anything.
I'm talking about the British media overhyping these guys when they're too young, and then somewhere across the line, these guys succumb to the pressure. There are a lot of pressure, like the De Gea's. De Gea was overhyped.
Yeah.
Let me talk about your guys now. De Gea was
by the British media.
Okay, yeah.
British media.
De Gea was overhyped by everyone.
De Gea has just been out of form.
Yeah.
No. He's just been out of form the past few seasons. His issue is form. He's been out of form for 2 seasons now. That one I agree. But we all know that De Gea is a top class keeper. The one that I think was overhyped was the Chelsea guy.
Yeah.
Zabalaga. I think there's too much hype around him, and I don't think he's as good as people say he is. I agree. The British media can overhype players. I've seen it before. I'm trying to remember a perfect example not coming.
Januzaj.
I think there's a Ramsey one.
Januzaj.
Januzaj. You could say so. You can argue that Januzaj was overhyped.
I think that was not even the. Yeah. I think you're the guys who.
I also the club giving him the number 11 jersey. Yes, I agree with you. The number 11 jersey
was too much pressure.
A bit early.
Yeah,
it was too much pressure on him, and also, I don't think Mourinho was patient with those kids. Mourinho was just not patient.
Yeah,
it's part of the reason why in the beginning I never wanted Mourinho to be our coach.
Yeah,
you get. I told my friends when it was announced that we were chasing Mourinho to be our coach. I told them the reason why I don't want Mourinho to be our coach is first, Mourinho will not build this club. Second, these kids that are breaking through will really struggle under Mourinho. And to true words, Bay went, Januzaj went, Martial was benched, Pogba was being benched. Who else? He preferred playing Lingard in the wings. And Martial is on the bench, and you're like, what is this guy on? You get, I agree with you that some of the players, even in our club, have been overhyped in the past. A few years ago, during Fergie's time, we had Federico Makeda. Some of you can remember him. It didn't go well in the end.
There was this guy called Obertan. Remember him?
Yeah, Obertan also was overhyped. The French guy was French. Eventually it didn't work, and he had to go to Newcastle. Yeah. There's another comment here which says, "What's your take on Man United rumor buying Hudson-Odoi?"
Can I add to that story about Jack Grealish?
Yes.
As for me, I think we should give credit and appreciation where it's due. I think Jack Grealish is a very good midfielder. I started following Jack Grealish. There was a time he was linked to Tottenham some few seasons back.
Yeah.
So I've been following him for a very long time. For example, last season he really helped Aston Villa. Him and was it Tammy Abraham. They were keys
Yes,
in
yes.
Aston Villa's promotion. Even if you look at this season,
Yeah,
as much as you say he's been scoring against bottom 10 teams, he has helped Aston Villa. If
yeah.
it were not for him, they would have been relegated. Even in the last game, he's the one who scored the goal in their draw against it
That's
was West Ham, if I'm not wrong. So Jack Grealish
yeah,
to me is a
yeah,
very good player.
yeah.
He's not overhyped.
I, 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 I think personally, um, I think Jack Grealish is a top class player. Um, if you look at his stats, um, he's the most fouled player in the league,
Yeah,
which means um, everyone is always trying to stop him. You get you can't
Yeah.
stop you can't stop you can't be trying to stop another a bogus player.
Yeah.
Just let him have the ball and you take it. You get my point.
Yeah.
I rate him, and personally, if he comes to Man United, I would be happy. It will be a good signing because at least we'll have someone of quality to deputize Bruno and Pogba. You get.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think he's overhyped. I think he's good. But I get the point that Stu was trying to put that the British media sometimes overhyped players. That one I also get. Fadil is saying rumors about Man United buying Hudson Odoi. Is it likely as he's is likely not to have a position in Chelsea due to arrival of Ziyech and Werner, Joseph and Hansel? I think these are rumors that won't see the light of day. I don't think Chelsea would sell Odoi. Besides, he's earning a lot of money at Chelsea that I don't think we are willing to pay. I don't think we'd be willing to pay. He's not a transfer that we are really looking up out there. Why do we need Odoi? Because if we are getting Sancho, why do we need Odoi? That's a big question. I don't think those are rumors. I put in the story as a rumor that came out yesterday that we are chasing after Kasper Schmeichel, the goalkeeper. We don't need a goalkeeper. If we need a goalkeeper, we have a better goalkeeper at Sheffield. We simply bring him in. Why would we go for Schmeichel? If we say, let's say the club decides to release De Gea, do you think we would let go Henderson and buy Schmeichel? So some of these rumors, being Man United, we are always linked with everyone and anyone. It's that period where we get linked to everyone and anyone. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what you say, Joseph.
okay, I think just it's basically rumors, and I don't see any reason why Hudson Odoi should leave Chelsea at this moment. Hudson Odoi has been in Chelsea uh, he has been in he has graduated from Chelsea's academy. He's been in the club for a very long time, and I think our coach is trying to cultivate a culture whereby people fight for their numbers in the squad. And the, this person
Yes.
is talking about the arrivals of Ziyech and Van. I'll give an example of Man City.
Yeah.
Man City has many attackers, but there's no
Yeah.
day that you'll hear that so and so is complaining because of lack of game time and things like that. Because Pep
Yeah.
really rotates his team very much. You'll never hear anyone complaining of game time. So
Yeah.
that I think will be the case in Chelsea. Lampard will be rotating based on
Yeah.
form and things like that. So you'll never hear about uh, game time. If you work hard during training and you take your chances well, I think I
Yeah.
think Hudson Odoi will be playing.
Okay. I think I just wanted to speak about Pep this season. I think he over rotated the players too much, which partly cost him the league. And at the time, it was very hard for you to predict who will be the starting attackers for City today. Yeah, I think that cost him a lot. Sometimes being predictable is a good thing. Like in the past, since the project restart, we've had basically the same first 11 throughout as Man United in most games. It's been that predictable, but they have delivered, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mnanisikiza? Are you guys able to hear me? I see
Yeah,
Caprice.
we
Yes.
are
Yes.
getting you
Just
loud and
raised.
clear.
Yeah, sometimes, especially with the league, being predictable sometimes makes your work easier. You see, like we all know Klopp's starting front three and starting back four. It is known. You get maybe the midfield he tweaks it here and there, and then in the cup games he brings in. You get, but a good point you brought in is that for you to be able to compete with the big boys, you need to have competition in every position. The only place that competition is not needed so much is the goalkeeping position.
Yeah.
But in most of these positions, you need one or two players, even if they are not at that level, but they are headed to that level. Yeah, that one I agree with you. Another comment. Now it seems like today we'll just be dealing with comments. Another comment here says, Caprice, you are lucky too when Van Nistelrooy missed the penalty to secure your unbeaten run. He's thinking about the invincible season. Yeah, saying you guys were very lucky in that season. Broadband missed that
No,
penalty.
no, no. You
And I
guys,
think there was
we had quality. We had quality in that team, and that's something that not any other team, no team has been able to replicate that form. And even in the near future, I don't think there's a team which will go unbeaten. So until then, we still have the crown, and I think those comments are
the
misplaced.
trophy, your annual trophy. But those comments are misplaced. uh, uh, I think the invisible team, be fair to
Yeah,
Arsenal,
yeah,
it was a great team. I,
yeah,
I watched I watched them play that season. I watched them play a lot that season,
yeah,
and it was a very good team.
yeah,
I don't know what happened to Arsenal after that, because after the Invincibles, Arsenal started depreciating.
yeah.
I think Ashley Cole went to Chelsea. Um, Later on, Henry went to Barcelona. Um, I'm trying to remember the other guys. A
Yeah.
few guys remained.
There was
Man retired.
Vieira
Yeah,
moved.
Vieira retired. Later
Yeah,
came to City.
yeah,
The team aged, and also there was no proper replacement because the likes of Freddie Ljungberg, the likes of Dennis Bergkamp were
yeah,
aging, and there was no proper replacement.
yeah.
The kids that were coming through were not
Or
as
not good
good
enough to
as they were
replace them.
being
Yeah,
pipped to be.
yeah,
Yes, I think the club started saving money instead of trying to go for trophies. A mistake we also did a few years ago, where we were trying to save money instead of
yeah.
going for trophies. And the club has realized, well, in the modern day football, you
Yeah,
can't do that.
you can't do
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Well, I
I,
think
We're having
also,
6 people. Wow.
yeah,
I think
Yes, yes. Go
I
on.
think if I may add
No,
to
just
that,
go. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
some off-field issues also contributed to that. When Arsenal moved from Highbury to Emirates, I think
to
Yeah.
Emirates.
it
Yeah,
yes, from Highbury to Emirates, that made a huge dent into their pockets.
yeah.
So they had to sell, let's say,
Yeah.
like a few players uh, to in order to pay the debt that they used to build Emirates. I hear that
Yeah,
they
yeah,
had gotten a loan.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. I think that movement didn't really
yeah,
build Arsenal as it was expected to build Arsenal.
Yeah, through the
even though
transition.
the stadium had modernized and it was a bigger stadium.
Yeah.
I always also still feel it was a mistake for Arsenal to sell the hybrid ground.
Yeah.
Because after Emirates had been built, Arsenal turned the hybrid ground into a housing project that sold the houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, the property was sold eventually. I don't really understand why that happened. Yeah, because I rarely hear Liverpool, Manchester United selling their property. I rarely hear that. They have a lot of property even in London, United have property.
Well, I guess
rarely.
see, you can't compare. You guys have something. You have some financial strength. I guess in the top 6 clubs,
Yeah.
we are the ones suffering. We are the ones who, I guess, our pockets are not packed enough. So it's a numbers game, and we've also been. It's we are trying hard to compete with you guys. You guys who can spend any amount of money to get a player. See, the time even we spent 72 million on Pepe, we had to pay it in installments. So, and I'm sure even up to now, maybe we are not done paying that deal. So you guys, especially the Manchesters, the Chelseas, I think you are ahead. You have a sort of advantage because of the cash you have, and you have generous owners.
You can say that for City, Chelsea.
Yeah.
For United, it's more on income. Our revenue is usually very huge. The other teams like City, and they hugely depend on the owners. Chelsea also at the beginning, early when Abramovich took over, but right now I think their revenue has improved. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
There is Adimu Auchi, who is a friend and a colleague. We work together with him. Thanks, man, for tuning in. He's supporting Ghana's. That's a Ghana's fan club member.
Yeah.
Before we continue, if you've not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, and to be part of the conversation, leave us a comment. If you're a Man United fan and you want to join our WhatsApp group, just let me know in the comment section, and I will find a way of sending you the WhatsApp link to join. Right? Yeah. Let's go on. The Mike Smokes here.
Yeah.
Arsenal lad. I don't think we are in need of. He's saying he's an Arsenal fan. That is what he's trying to say. Getting Zaha, I think, is much better. Yes, Arsenal fan. The question is yours.
Well, Partey and Zaha are both good players, and I think we need both of them because these guys don't play in the same position. Partey is a defensive midfielder. Yeah, he's a defensive midfielder. He's one of the most complete midfielders that we have right now. And Zaha is a very good. Yeah, Zaha is a very good forward player, and we were linked to Zaha before we got Pepe. I guess Zaha was a little bit expensive. Yeah, what have you said?
Yeah, I keep asking myself, why didn't Arsenal get Zaha?
I'm not sure, because that would have been the wise choice, because you have one guy who has Premier League experience and somebody and Pepe who has not been tested in the Premier League. So Zaha, if it was me, if I was Emery, I think Zaha could have been the better choice, but I guess I don't know what happened. And Zaha himself wanted to come to Arsenal. He's an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like a done deal, actually. The Zaha deal
Yeah.
looked like a done deal till Pepe surfaced. Yes, Joe.
If I may add to that, I think the reason why many top clubs in the Premier League find it hard to sign Zaha, it's because Crystal Palace usually plays hardball. They want
Yes.
they want almost 80 million for Zaha. Now, who will buy Zaha for 80 million? That kind of money is what gets you a player like Kai Havertz, not Zaha. Zaha is not worth
Yeah.
80 million, but yet Crystal Palace they want they want
Let
big
me
money
let
for
me
Wilfred Zaha.
let me
That
explain
is a,
something about British players. Let me explain something about British players or Premier League players. Is that they're usually overpriced compared to the same unequal or better talent from other leagues. You get like
yeah.
right now, Man United chasing a midfielder. You see, Grealish is Aston Villa pricing Grealish at 70, 80 million pounds, but he's not worth that even in the current, especially in the current market where coronavirus, everyone is making a loss. You get, but there is that Ajax lad whom I keep forgetting his name. The what's his name? Van der Beek, Donny Van der
Van der
Beek,
Beek,
who
Donny
to
Yeah.
Van der
some,
Beek, yeah.
yeah, who to some is a better player compared to Grealish, but is being priced at 40 M. You get, Sancho is going at 120 euros, which is roughly 100, not less than 100 million pounds. You get, uh, but if there was a talent that was equally as good as Sancho, who is non-British, that person would have been sold for 80, 70 or 80. So for British players, sometimes they get overpriced because of something in Britain they call British tax, which I don't understand what that is. Yeah. So that's why the Zahas the Zahas, the Grealish, trying to look for another player would always be priced
Like
at.
Chilwell, Ben Chilwell,
Yes, there is. Yes.
Leicester want about 70 million for him. Yet
I have never rated
yet we
Chilwell.
can yet we can get someone like Tagliafico. Tagliafico, Ajax have stated they want 27 million. For me, I rate Tagliafico ahead of Ben
Yes.
Chilwell.
I don't know why Chelsea are going for Chilwell, to be honest, but I'll be happy if you guys go for Chilwell because I will know that in the left fullback there will be nobody there. We can always just have an express
It will be a highway.
attack. I know we always have an express highway that side. I don't know why people rate Chilwell. I've never seen. It's the same thing. Ramsey. I never saw anything good. And I'm a huge fan of midfielders. Midfield, as a matter of fact, it is the one place I always look at when people are playing football. I look at how the midfield is moving, how you get. I never for years the guy in Arsenal. I
Yeah.
never saw good things about him in Arsenal. Maybe
No,
it's because
Ramsey.
I started watching football time when Arsenal had Ramsey. At the time when Arsenal had better midfielders, maybe
Yeah.
that clouded my judgment. But
Well,
generally, I've not rated Ramsey. I don't rate Chilwell. Um, for now, Chilwell is a hallmark.
Ramsey to me was a very
Yeah,
good
but if
box to
Arsenal can
box.
go for a
As I was
backup,
saying, hi,
for a
answered.
backup, it can work. Yeah.
Ramsey to me was a very good box to box midfielder. I'd actually prefer if we could have kept him and
Yes.
gotten rid of Ozil because Ramsey was performing. Ozil, I don't know.
But now
Yeah.
Ozil is not a box to box.
Yeah, of course. Ozil
Yeah,
Ozil
those
is
are
not a box. Ozil is not a box-to-box midfielder, but Ramsey could also fit in that place, depending on the formation that maybe Unai or Arteta could have planned to use. So, give or take, I could have replaced Ramsey. I could have kept Ramsey and gotten rid of Ozil without even thinking. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Maybe nowadays, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe nowadays, but
Yeah.
I'm saying maybe nowadays I may not get Ozil.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of a fan of Ozil because of his play style.
Yeah.
I think the only thing it doesn't fit in,
Yeah.
especially in the modern day football, is where your contribution is needed beyond your position. Like if you are a defender, expected to attack, like build behind. You are expected the ones fighting for head the balls during set pieces.
True.
If you're a midfielder, you're not just expected to provide assists. You are expected to score goals. If you're a fullback, you're expected to join in the attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you are a midfielder, you're also expected to cover the back four at times.
Yes.
So, yes. To do
I agree.
So to Mike Smokes had asked that if I'd prefer Zaha to Partey. As at now, I think we need Partey more because this guy is a very good. He does good when he's recovering the ball, and he's a very good complete midfielder. And the likes of Zaha, I think we have people who can play that position. If the likes of Saka, the Martinellis, the Pepes also, the Willocks, but we don't have someone who can play at that Partey position. So Partey to me is vital than Zaha.
The must.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree it's vital, but you guys are messing that deal to be true. The guy is valued at 41 million. You guys how do you go with that 23 million bid? It's a 40 million, guys. 40 M.
Well,
bado mnaenda going to have to again. Arsenal. We are struggling to bargain. You see now, you're making us wondering because we are struggling with Borussia to bargain the 120.
Yeah.
The valued you at. Then we Arsenal bargain, and we are like, hey, what's going on?
Well, I have no defense. I think these guys need to hire me. I'll change something, and I'll do things differently. So I've started a campaign. You guys get me to the board.
You had with the Mike Smokes, I hope you are listening. You need to push this brother's agenda. He needs to be the next director of football at Arsenal.
Exactly.
Yes, Mike Smokes also added, so that I don't forget. Smokes also added. Let me just get that. Yes, getting that would mean bringing back 4-4-2 formation. What do you think? Can 4-4-2 formation work in the modern football? That means you have 4 at the back.
Yeah.
You have 2 in midfield. You have 2 wingers, 2 strikers. So in attack, it usually changes to 4. It changes 4-4 in the attack.
Yeah.
4-1 in the attack, depending on how you're attacking. But generally, is considered to be 4-2. Do you think 4-4-2 can work if you guys get Zaha?
Well, 4-4-2 will mean who will we play in the second position to Aubameyang? Lacazette. I don't think it will work. I think 4-4-2
Yeah, you guys have.
I don't think Lacazette and Aubameyang will play well on the 2. So who will we be having on the wings? Zaha and Pepe. So I think 4-4-2, it's
can have
past
Zaha and
its
Pepe.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'd prefer to have one
the only
forward. Yeah.
one forward.
I'd prefer to have one
Um,
forward still and have to, or we can have a 4-3-3, which we can have when you have that guy, you can have a 4-3-3. Aubameyang, Pepe, and Zaha now, and
yeah.
Lacazette will be coming in from the bench.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But the only danger with 4-4-2
Yeah.
Is that you might look good on the attack, but
Yeah.
very, very thin on the defense.
Yeah.
Because I remember when we used to play 4-4-2, we used to play either Scholes and Carrick in the midfield.
Yeah.
Then you'd play Rooney Van Persie up front.
Yeah.
In the wings sometimes, or then sometimes you'd have in the wing. I'm trying to remember the people we used to have in the wing. It was Giggs, and on this side we play someone who I'm forgetting. Yeah, but you see, the football in those days would accommodate for. If you play 4-4-2,
Yeah.
you could overrun in the midfield. Most teams will play 3 in the midfield. It means
yeah.
we bypassed. Yeah. So that's why 4-4-2 may not really work in the modern football. And then now,
Yeah.
given that the fullbacks, the modern day fullbacks,
Yeah.
join in the attack, it means your wingers will always be pegged back.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
They won't have the space to, because if, let's say, if our fullbacks, you find them going till the halfway line, even sometimes even to just outside the opposition's box.
Yeah.
And you can't afford to have, when you're being pressed, you can't afford to have 4 players up front. You get?
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Because that will mean the attacking team. Yeah. When you're defending, you can't afford to have 4 players up front. It's not practical.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
So maybe it's not for this time. I also wanted to see 4-4-2 come back to Man United, but I look at the way football has grown, it becomes very hard to incorporate 4-4-2.
Yeah.
It becomes very, very hard. Yeah. Since there are no more comments, as you maybe one might come a bit later. Who's your player of the season in the English football generally? May not be a player from your team. Player of the season. Whom do you consider to be a player of the season?
Well, to me, I feel Aubameyang has been my player of the season.
Okay.
Yeah, I still go for Aubameyang.
All right.
Because of the contribution this guy has made. I think without him, you see, you thought number 8 was bad. I think without Aubameyang on our team this season, we could have been maybe even in the relegation battle. So mad props to mad props to him, and I hope he stays.
You hope he stays. I don't see him staying though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think Arsenal's ambitions are Arsenal's ambitions are too low. This current Arsenal, the ambitions are a bit low. I don't see him staying. Yeah. But if he stays, good for the league generally, because there's more competition. Yeah. Jose, what's your Who's your player of the season in the league? Not just from Chelsea.
Okay, as for me, I think my player of the season for Chelsea will be uh, Mateo Kovacic.
Yeah,
This guy is a very good player.
yeah,
Most fans never really appreciate him, but if you look at his game really keenly, you get to see that
yeah.
he is stress resistant, and he adds
Hmm.
so much to our team. He has really
Yeah,
helped us this season. Yeah, for me,
true.
Kovacic is my player of the season.
All right. For is that does that also include the league in general,
Okay,
or that's
for
just for
Chelsea,
Chelsea?
yeah, it's for Kovacic. For
Okay.
the whole league, I'd
And for
say,
the league,
okay, I'd want to say Bruno, but then he's only
yeah,
been in the league for since January. But
or half a
then,
season. Yeah,
yeah, I'd say Vardy. Vardy has really helped Leicester this season, and he also
yeah,
won the golden boot. That's not an easy thing
yeah,
considering that he's from Leicester.
yeah,
You expect people like
yeah.
Salah or Aguero to be getting the golden boot. For me,
True.
Vardy should be the player of the season.
Well, he's not my player of the season, but the point you brought in that because I watched Leicester, I watched a few games, Leicester games, just like the Arsenal, just like Aprisa said with Arsenal, Vardy was Aubameyang's, Vardy was Aubameyang's,
Leicester's
Leicester's
Aubameyang.
Aubameyang's rather,
Yeah,
yeah. Was if there are a few games that Vardy was out injured, and you realize that there was a big difference in that team. There was no attack, uh, there was no threat. The guys they kept bringing on the Nigerian guy, forgetting his name.
Iheanacho.
Um, yes, Kalechi Iheanacho. Not at the level of Vardy. Vardy is pacey and has a good touch, and he also has assist in him. So even when their number 10 got injured and was out, it is Vardy who still kept carrying the team even with assists. Yeah, although he's not my player of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that helps Vardy is the way
Yeah.
Leicester play. Leicester play in a 4-4-2 system,
Yeah.
and they mainly play a counter-attacking system. And when you play
Yeah.
a counter-attacking system and you have a player like Vardy who is pacey,
Yes.
it
Yes.
really plays to his advantage.
Yes. All right. I agree with you. My player of the season at club level, um, I had a hard time not giving it to Bruno because of the impact he's had. But initially, it was Wan Bissaka because of what Wan Bissaka did in the club. He came and him together with Maguire, they managed to stabilize our defense. Last season, we had, I think, almost 60 goals conceded. This season, we've had 36. We've dropped by almost half. But I have to give it to Martial because there are a few factors. He's grown into the game. He's shown his quality. Um, he's loving football. He's taken the number 9 role. He's now a number 9, but we know that he is more of a winger. He's adapted. He's adapted to a role that most people didn't think he would adapt. And then how his hold up play when we are attacking, even if he's not scoring goals, he makes sure that he holds the ball and looks after the ball well, so that the rest can join into the attack. Um, um, Mike Smokes again says, "Do you think the number 10 role is still in play these days? Example, someone like Ozzy." to me, I think number 10 role is very vital. Um, we see Bruno at Man United. We
Yeah,
see the guy from Man City, De Bruyne, when he's playing in that role. We see Mason Mount at Chelsea, I think.
yeah, he's our
Um,
number 10.
yeah, Ozil at Arsenal when he's playing well, but he's not been playing well for 2 or 3 seasons now. Um, there's another guy I'm trying to remember.
There's this guy
Uh,
from Tottenham. Tottenham
eh,
also is
Tottenham have I
they have
forgetting.
sometimes Dele Alli. Dele Alli plays that role.
Dele Alli plays that role.
You
There's this guy from Leicester, Grealish plays that role sometimes. But an out and out midfield play number 10 like Ozil, because of how football has moved. As we were saying earlier, you're not just expected to contribute in your position. You're also expected to contribute to the general game. You get. So I think that is why Ozil is having a hard time at Arsenal because of his defensive incapabilities. But I still think number 10, if there's a time number 10 has ever been more vital, I think it is this time because the 4-4-3 system, I mean 4-3-3 system, favors number 10 because it is either you're playing with an attacking midfielder and a box to box, or playing with two deep lying central midfielders and a number 10. So one way or the other, you still need number 10. You need someone because most of the smaller teams are playing low blocks when they meet the big teams.
yeah,
Um, you need someone that can pick those spaces, those locks, and I think that is the role where the Brunos, the De Bruynes really thrive at. What do you think?
yeah. I have nothing else to add in
All
terms of
right.
that.
Okay. So let's read the last comment. Then we call it a day. Um, Michael Wanyama, who is part of the Bonafide family. As I was saying, if you want to be part of the Bonafide family, Bonafide community, just let me know in the comment section. You can also inbox me on Facebook, and we will find a way of making you part of the Bonafide family. If you've also not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Yeah. Bomoyang has been bailing Arsenal out like the way De Gea used to do a couple of seasons. Yes, yeah, for 4 seasons, De Gea bailed us out. De Gea kept us relevant. And I think that is what Oba has been doing to Arsenal. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yes, I think
Caprice seems, yeah,
yes. Due to that reason, I think Arsenal should give him the contract that he wants.
yeah. I think they need to build the team around him.
Yeah.
How old is he? Is he 30 now?
Yes, he's
Yeah, they might
about
have him
yes,
for just a
just
few
he's turned
seasons.
30.
Yeah, they might have him for just a few seasons. He will not always be at his best, but a 30-year-old can still play at top class uh, for another 2 or 3 seasons. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Any last words as we go? I think on Monday we will now delve into transfers and see how each team is doing in transfer.
Okay. First
Um,
of all, I'd like
yeah,
to big up Mike Smokes. Mike Smokes
yeah,
has been commenting here. He's
yes.
one of my he's one of my pals. We studied in the same school. He's an Arsenal fan.
Awesome,
Yes, I'd like to
awesome,
urge him to subscribe to the channel.
awesome.
And if you want to join the Bonafide family, you can inbox me.
Okay,
Yes,
all
and
right.
it's been a nice experience
Yeah,
to more of reviewing.
yeah. More will come. Next time we will try look for a City fan and a Spurs fan and a Liverpool fan. Those fan clubs must they seem to be rare fan
I doubt
clubs.
I, d- I
Yeah,
doubt if we'll find a Spurs fan in Kenya.
they are, but they are few. They are few though. But we hope to find. We hope to find so
Yeah,
that next coming Monday we can do a review of transfers. Yeah, there's just a last comment here that says, do you think Sarr has the potential of becoming like Amane when he goes to a team like Arsenal? Personally, I've not keenly watched Sarr, but I watched him play against Liverpool the day Watford. Was it Watford?
Yes, it was Watford.
Yeah, that beat Liverpool. And I thought to myself, this kid has potential. Yeah. But I've not really watched him keenly to study his game well. But I think he has potential of becoming, if not to get to the money level, maybe slightly lower, but still have a decent career. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's my thought. All right, thanks for coming. If you've not subscribed to the channel, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. If you have a comment, please leave a comment. Share the content with your fan bases, fan groups. Every Monday, we'll be having a review of top 6 clubs. And by top 6, we mean Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, City, and Spurs. We are not going according to league table, but according to following and according to revenue, let me say so. Yeah. Otherwise, for me, it's been good doing this show. Thanks, Jose, for coming, and Caprice for coming. We hope to grow and make this channel bigger. That's it from me.